Nope. So apparently there's a Twitch streaming add-on. So we're gonna lower the volume a little bit. Is that enough? There we go. Let's see where my oh, my headset's only at about okay, there. My headset's at 20%. So this is Sovereign Syndicate. This is something I picked up today as a birthday purchase, really. And it is a steampunk game, RPG. I don't know if you make your own characters or if there's set companions that you gather, or if there's a set main character or not. Um, and the one of the things it sells itself on is that instead of using dice, I mean it's a computer, so it's going to be a random number generated in the background, but there's several different kinds of generated in the background, but there's several different kinds of those. But they say instead of using dice, they use tarot cards. That's about all I know, aside some minor bit about the plot being about some something happening to the underprivileged of the society, which is steampunk in a nutshell, is punk in a nutshell anyway. Atticus Daily. Follow Atticus Daily as he explores the seedy underbelly of London's East Docklands in search of his mother, a reason for living, and his next fix. Okay, so it sounds like we're not going to make our own characters. Okay. Atticus is a prisoner to the voices in his mind, giving in to his voices, surrendering to base urges, or being forced to reflect on a life gone wrong. Which voice speaks the loudest? Let's see, what is this? Animal instinct. Major Arcana's chariot. Trait is intimidating. Blaming his fiery temper on his minotaur blood, he embraces intimidation in combat, swearing he has a handle on his vices. Animal instinct. Some of your gut feelings, urges to indulge, efforts to survive, mayhem brawling, blackout gin binges. Damn the consequences, let fisticuffs sent to the jawing. Spryness is in favor of sizing up a situation first. Be wary of rushing in before you know of other people's intentions. Leverage your street smarts for lockpicking, pickpocketing, stealth, and deception. Relies on facts and cerebral labor to make use of the world. Tap into your intelligence and learn from your past experiences. An informed mind sheds light on London's troubled surfaces. Okay. As a magician, he is trained in escape tricks and sleight of hand. He is light-footed and nimble for a minotaur. So spryness becomes the main one. Animal instinct becomes secondary. As self-defense favors restraint over vice. In a world of fiery tempers, cooler heads prevail. Wailing away on the troublesome ne'er-do-wells of London may blind you to the peaceful path. Okay. Major Arcana is the star. We don't get any information about that. And trait is charlatan. So animal... Oh, these are the names of the attributes. Okay. Spryness. Wit. Rationality suits him in a world that is unforgiving. He meets challenges with a silver tongue and understands his basic machinery. So intelligence... Self-discipline is second. Animal instinct is third. The hermit and self-reliant. You're well-suited coming up with solutions on your own. Stealth and deceit are second nature as you fool the world of London with your cunning and subterfuge. And you can assert yourself without lifting a finger. And self-discipline. Grew up crowded orphanage using illusory magic to disguise himself as a human. He moderates his urges and keeps a cool head. The High Priestess and the Illusionist. Trained in magic to make others see what isn't there. I like the idea of him being an actual spellcaster, so let's do that. Man is least himself when he talks in his own person. Give him a mask and he will tell you the truth. A dark shape looms over you. Against the guttering lamplight, the black-shadowed form hovers unsteadily like a cutout in a magic lantern. You can't be sure whether it's a real living thing or another grim manifestation of your week-long bender, which at first blush you appear to have survived. Or is it the face of death come to claim you? In any case, the spectre seems to be in no hurry to move along. Painful memories prick your gin-addled brain. Now you recall why you're here. You chose this alleyway in London's East End to drown the last of your days in drink. Well, if this apparition isn't the angel of death, then even at suicide you have failed. There goes away the monetization that already didn't exist. Atticus, he's coming, wake up. Get out of my head, you old crone. Atticus Daly. Nothing but a dark silhouette for a face. No, it's a mask. Self-reflection. His voice is cold. Was it self-reflection or self-discipline? And mechanical, like the hinge. Oh, it is self-discipline. Hinge of an iron door concealing his identity, no doubt. So, versus 18 self-discipline, 0 is required to succeed. Okay, very easy skill check. Try to speak. 7 of Cups versus 17, so 25. Who are you? Instead of a response, he proffers me a tin-stippled flask. A small kindness. Wave it off. Very well, then, suit yourself. Stowing the flask, the stranger leans back into the dim light of the gas lamps. I can finally see his features in full. Reflection. Self-reflection. He wears a brass-buttoned traveling waistcoat, complete with a scarlet hood, and a mask of ornate gold panels. It glitters in the gaslight. Delicately crafted. Finery like I've never seen. That's from Wit. On your feet now, you sorry sight. Dizzy from the head rush, it's hard to keep my balance. What do you want? Who are you? What do you want with me? A friend in need of your services. A friend, but a man of his station, so deep in the dockland, spells trouble. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I need a moment to get my bearings. Fair enough, but I'll be watching. Stranger pulls back his waistcoat, showing off a gilded flintlock pistol. Over the years, many a mingebag have come to collect. This barmy naff is no different. Task started the masked stranger. So many outstanding debts and foregone second chances. Is it all catching up to me? Weary or worse, no matter, let it be tonight. He can try like all the others, but none have yet succeeded. Is that ending this, or is that endurance? Let's be defiant. That's as may be. But if you keep on this way, it's only a matter of time. Try looking for a way out, though perhaps through that padlocked door over there. Pick up your cane sword. An evening cane concealing a steel blade in a cherry wood sheath. Below the brass figurehead is a band of crushed velvet. Battle-scarred and with a well-worn handle. Suitable and suitable in aristocratic circles. Take the cane with you. I should really keep better track of my belongings, even on a gin bender. Okay. You explore around you to discover helpful items on your journey. East London holds many secrets. Press and hold the Highlight Hotspots button, tab by default, to highlight areas of interest. Heavy door that's blocking my escape from the stranger. There's an oxidized chain and a padlock over the hasp. Should be a soft job. As long as this lock isn't rusted through. 70 required to succeed, 56% chance. Ooh. 8 required to succeed. Likely skill check. Likely skill check. Let's break the damn thing. To make a skill check, you must draw a card. You will draw a card from one of the 4 minor arcana decks. Each deck contains cards numbered from the ace to the king, and also contain the world, which will always succeed a skill check, and the fool, which will always fail, and then reshuffle the deck. Ooh, fail. Temperament is a representation of your character's mental state, progressing from desperate, weary, content, optimistic to hopeful. Your choices can change your character's temperament. Certain dialogue choices are only available based on your temperament net score. +1 yellow bile, -5 hope. Blast, I've got it open, but I've done myself a mischief. Skinned my knuckles is all, but I don't imagine that lock can ever be used again either. I wonder where this passage goes. Away from that stranger is enough for me. Huh. Face the stranger or find sanctuary. Let's go away from that stranger. That's my only option anyway. Away from that stranger is enough for me. Oh, there's a liquor bottle. Palladium. Newspaper. Jennifer, rotgut, and dried gin bottles are strewn about, broken and empty. Wager these are remnants of a day drowned in sorrow. Feels like ages ago. Looks me like a day well spent. What's left of my stash? I'll have to untether myself from alcohol's allure. We can't do that because we're not self-reliant. Looks like a day well spent. Your inner voices are at odds. When you choose one voice over another, this changes the balance of your humors. Over time, these voices become stronger. So, +1 yellow bile. It's quite a bit of liquor. I'm surprised I'm still standing. Speaking of which, let me see if there's more. Let's see. 20 difficulty. Need a 5 or higher. I think I've had enough liquor for now. Good try. Failure. Nothing here but empties. Should have failed on its own. Here we go. The Illustrated London News, this week's edition. A fleet-footed journalist takes the East End, underground and undercover. Hard-boiled scoop on the courtesan killer. Who's really behind the murders, and what is Scotland Yard still hiding from the public? Read on for the gory details. This story will boil your blood. Let's ponder the news. Hazards of the job, I suppose. And we got +1 black bile. Shame no one deserves to die like that. They knew the risk. East End is an unforgiving place. That's true, and I've kept their company before. It could have been an acquaintance of mine. Ah, more phlegm. Okay. Okay. Desire in the flesh. But it's been a while. I should check on her. We could do this, or we could do this. Let's try this. +1 blood. That's all 4 humors now. I'd sure hope not, but it's been a while. I should check on her. Dolly's being hunted. It is rather curious. Dolly mops. Okay. Investigate the murders. I'm no police special, but I'll see what I can find. Okay, let's go over here. The passage is lined with stone walls, damp from the evening fog, and the underground steam boiler used to heat the tenements above. Barrels line the walls and seem to occupy every available space. In this underground storeroom, cane rats scurry and squeak in the corner, kneading at their nests. The air is stagnant, full of dust and mold. A ways off, from there's the sound of a pump house at work, no doubt channeling sewage into the Thames. There's a dim light ahead. Perhaps you can find help, or at least a way out of the stranger's grasp. On your guard now. No telling what's down here. I've seen worse of the underground in my days. If trouble comes, I've got my blade and a silver tongue. Okay. Find a way out. 30-something cove riding on his cobbles. Man, must have had his fill. If he was on the ground, mayhap the captain is as well. Oops, sorry, I don't know what I just did. Okay. I said something. I don't know where it came from. Fuzzed out a little bit there. He was on guard, easy now to get by him. Bash his head in, might be the safer that way. He's only shickered beyond reason. Besides, maybe I know him. Okay. More black bile. Can't remember his face, but that's one thundering night terror he's having. Anything in his pockets? That's an 8 required to succeed. We haven't succeeded one except for, I think, the first one we succeeded, but that was like, there was no way to fail that one. Okay, I wouldn't want mine. Okay, +1 flim. I wouldn't want my pockets picked while I'm sleeping off a bender. Thievery doesn't suit me anymore. There's bound to be something else nearby, free for the taking. Disc of wrought iron loosened by a crack. Could be somebody's hiding place. I'll come back to this later. Watch it, there's somebody on the stairs. With that head torch, he could be on patrol. I don't suppose he takes kindly to trespassers. Where can I hide? There's a pool of shadow at the back of this hallway. I'll fight him if I have to. I can't do that because I'm not a charlatan. What's this? Is anyone could be suspect? I should keep my ear to the ground. Find an alternate mass waits for me at the end of the beggar's lane, or I could try to escape through the sewers below the warehouse nearby. Okay. The chatter of my mind is enough by itself, and now there's a crone chiming in. What is she doing here, and how did she get in my head? We have a sword cane. That's what we have. I guess all I have is this. His face is filthy, mud-streaked and unshaven, and his head torch is near as bright as daylight down here. He smells worse than the server walls. Must be a bilgeman. Oi, what's a bovine doing down this way? You better scram before I call the hounds. You're trespassing. Dockhounds, the most powerful criminal gang in the East End. Animal of the cattle group, slur from Minotaur. Better lie, it's safer. I'm looking for the exit through this way, yeah? First at a slow chuckle, then like a snow-laden bow. Suddenly takes a wintry gust. The bilgeman begins to laugh with his whole heart. You must think of sewer workers are dull as a great pile of overhanded coins. We might spend half our life underground, but we haven't gone to Earth. He doesn't seem upset about being lied to. In fact, there's a twinkle in his eye. I'm not sure we had quite laughed. Now then, since you brightened my evening with your buffoonery, how about telling me why you're really down here? At least he was amused. Might as well tell the truth. I'm running from a headhunter lurking upstairs. How do we know that person's a headhunter? He's far more dangerous than you could ever be. It's the gravel in his voice, his fear thick in my nostrils. Point me out of this cesspool. Just a finger in the right direction. His breathing tube is quiet from the greater hiss of fear growing inside him. All right, if you follow this passage, there's a grate that needs refastening. Maybe been meaning to fix it. But aside from that, from the way you came in, I swear it's the only exit. At last a decent answer from a less than decent man. Sure a sight. Sorry I stopped you. I'll just have a squeeze by, I suppose. Be seeing you. Squeeze by, you walked through me. Okay, down this passage, and we're looking for a grate. Steamer trunk. Brass-banded traveling trunk with sturdy corners, fit for a long voyage. It's out of place down here. There's tin inside, I'm sure of it. What are you going to do? But the padlock has a carbon steel shackle and the pin numbers have triple reinforced. Let's see, that's a 50%, that's a 40%, so we're going to go and try the 50%. Our luck has to change. Oh, yep, we pulled the world. That's an instant success. With a raspy click, the tumblers find the shear line, and as soon as I turn the cylinder, the entire plug slides out. There, blast. There's a catch on the inside, but no way of reaching it. I could try to force it, but I better not make a bloody racket. Why not? The bilgeman is gone, and no one is going to worry about it, is there? We'll try to break it open. Failure! Oh no, we got the opposite of the world. Channeling the sum total of my lack of physical strength. My hammer fist thuds pitifully against the deadbolt. Okay, dash it all, the lock is harder than quartzite. Barmy old trunk, must be a good stash if I can't get inside. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to the automaton. Speak up, who disrupts the air? I'm a famous musician, but in the underground you mustn't have heard of me. Subterranean tunnels connecting the docklands with all of London. I'm a famous magician. Oh, that's the same thing. I love magic. Wherever I bend the heat of a proper boil, sometimes I fancy myself a firemancer. My magic is made up. Oops, excuse me. I love magic. I fancy myself a firemancer. My name's Sarah. Okay. I am really bizarrely tired for someone who has only been up for 6 hours. Ask about the acronym. What does it stand for? Heat Energy Regulation Automaton. The latest iteration. Wife of Zeus? Let's see here. What? I right-clicked that. Right-click is accept as well? I'm thrilled to hear it. Now, can I help you? I should be back to the flame. Keeping the fire stoked, I see. Do you enjoy it? That was me. I delight in my work. I was made for it. And this boiler provides heat for the Sugarlock tenements upstairs. The sweated laborers roasting toasty from my efforts. It's a fuzzy, warm, static feeling. Okay. Ask about the barrels. These barrels along the walls, what are they filled with? Oh, well, they're full of gin. The hounds are distilling it with some heat from my boiler, and somehow the Sherlock tenements upstairs haven't caught on. These people must be freezing. It's only autumn now, but it feels like midwinter. Okay, I'd rather have the extra gin. Brings down the price, and we can always deal with a little cold. It's further. It's rather. I'd rather have the extra gin. Oh, that's me. That's what I just said. A lot of my life ilk came up from these tenements. I couldn't face the dock hounds alone. It's hard enough keeping my own head above water. I couldn't face the... Okay. Aye, they won't be easily swayed. Bootlegging is a regular tin press. What else do you know about the gin barrels? The steam gets siphoned and the barrels come and go. Some are fresh and have stood for several months, ready for a swiller. A swiller? Excessive bout of... Okay, a bender. The cheeky devil is keeping track. When the flame is healthy, I turn my attention to the walls, and before I know it, I'm worrying away. It's a queer feeling. Why is Stranger unique? If the hounds are stealing stem, then it's... Okay, I know what's going on, I think. It's good reason to steal some of their bootleg for myself. Okay, I'm not fit with a virtue circuit, but if you've convinced yourself, you're clear of any moral infidelity. Where could I find a barrel that's aged a few months? Actually, I'd rather know the way out, aside from heading back upstairs. Let's try that. Actually, I'd rather... Okay, they're marked in, so you can tell when they're going to end the conversation. That's neat. Over there's a grate that leads to the sewers. Barring that, nowhere else to go but the way you came. So I am going the right direction. Go to sewers. Edging through the grate, you're greeted by the droning sound of rushing water and smell that's near unbearable, hanging in the air so thick you can almost taste it. Hooves are clumsy in the dark as you stumble along the passageway. The sound of water flow and machinery echoing off the bricks from all directions. A meshing of gears that's familiar and unsettling. Following the light, you come to a torch-lit chamber, but seems you're not alone. Notes of troubled voices peek over the noise. An air of indignance and irritation, but also of fear and desperation. Something's not right here. You've stumbled on an argument, no doubt, but worse than that is a deep foreboding. Something else shares the sewers. A deeper evil crawling through the bowels of London. Okay, so I'm probably not going to be able to go on the... Yeah, I can't go there. Can't go there. Blocked passage. Of bricks and rotted planks blocking the way through. Come back with an axe. That'll do the trick. For any more daunting obstacles, just have to give this a wide berth. +5 hope. Okay. Okay. Go to... What does that say? Oh, there's water over there, so I can't see. Go to warehouse. There's a flask. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's a way up. And that's even associating with me being a little bit tired and losing time here and there. I don't think I'm losing much, like part of a second. Or a minute, you know, I'm not losing much time, but I'm losing time. A barrel perches on the ledge while the argument rages. Argument? I can hide up here and watch the dispute. Eavesdrop. Let's have a listen. Oh, there. You'll pad me pockets until I say die. He's hounding this poor girl for capital. Only a ladsman would stoop so low. And if so, then she must be a cut purse. I'm sick of stealing. And I'm sure of begging all the more. It's shameless. Pity, but the odds are in his favor. The poor girl's got strapping tape holding her boots together. Get down there and break it up. I'm too far away to be of service up here. Better head downstairs. Okay, so let's avoid the patrolman. Don't flex a muscle. Who's that creeping in the shadow light? State your business. Cyclops with the pike spade, standard issue for sewer work. This area's off limits, layman. Besides, you're not dressed for it. He's full of piss and vinegar, also full of poppycock nonsense. I'll wager his authority is a claim and nothing more. Already have the stranger to worry about. And am I up to challenging this lanky bloke as well? Well, not intimidating. Apologize and ask for the way out. Pardon me, I'm just looking for the way out, sir. The pump house, that is. Pardon me, Captain, but as I said, I'm just looking for a way out. Don't mean to trespass. Sorry, mate, nowhere to go but the way you came. Just all... If he does know the lay of the land, then I might be worth a few more questions. Ask about the argument. Understood, Captain. How about that scuffle down below? Well, the tall fellow holds weight with the hounds. I wouldn't like to interfere. Asking for the way out. Surely there's another way out, perhaps towards the pump house? Off limits. Besides, she's locked down for maintenance. If I were you, I'd head up street side before the morning doves. All right then, Captain, I'll just be on my way. The pump house captain breathes a sigh of relief, eager to get back to his patrol. And he just leaves me. Okay, cool. Still arguing, but move any further and they'll notice me. There's a door just behind where they're standing. That'll be one way to escape this ruddy mess. I'll have to face him sooner or later. He looks ready for a fight. I should draw my blade. I'll wait for the right moment. No need to flash the steel if I don't have to. Let's go with the self-discipline. I'll wait. How about an inside tip? You know, I'm in well with the oddsman. Referees for gambling events. Keep your crooked tips. You were supposed to shelter us, pay us, and protect us, but I wager there's a future for me beyond London. The only way you'll leave London is in bits and pieces floating down the Thames. She flashes her eyes at me, some kind of signal. I can try for a clean cut between the shoulder blades, but what if he's quicker? 38%. Let's settle this with words. He's an evil trouble, but he doesn't have to die. Oi, you there! Atticus Daly, what in blazes are you doing here? This bloody biter, despicable person or anyone who bites. Have we met? Can't be sure. It's a failure, because I have had one success so far. For now it escapes me, but I can't shake the feeling that I know him. He's cocksure, as can be. I'm sure he would remind me of his name. That's... How do you know my name? Years ago, you and I were in a pickpocket band. I showed you the ropes in exchange for the vig. Deduction of winnings paid to an organizer, often a loan shark. Then you moved on to little street magic shows. I remember now. You're still taking children's profits. How about some sympathy? And how about you stick to bashing heads for the hounds? It's the only thing you're good for nowadays. Oi, Carlyle, there's something you don't know, and without me you'll never hear it. Trying to distract me? Listen, it could save your life. Molly the Hounds has it out for you. Leader of the Dog Hounds, most powerful criminal gang of the East End. Even if she's lying, this rotter might believe it. I know you bungled the deliveries of bootleg. Unlawfully made liquor, sold or transported without registration or payment of taxes. You fell so far behind that Molly has your number. To be capable of defeating someone by knowing or understanding them well. Yep. I like they're highlighting the expressions. Leader of the Dog Hounds. Yep. So you're trying to round us up and shop our kidneys, sell informally. Well, if you napped Bertram, I'm not going out the same. Enough. First I'll tear this tosser apart, then I'll fix the girl. I'll need my blade, if only to defend myself. Okay, 50%. Unlikely. Okay, we're going to duck his blow. Nope. He lunges at me with like a shade out of Hades. Quicker with his weapon than I thought I'd ever see. The pain cuts sweetly into my jaw. Gloating like a fancy jack, can't say I'm surprised. He might have knocked my teeth loose. Senseless violence, this is hardly worth my time. Figures you were always coward even as a child. What is he on about? He knew me as a child. Save the cut purse. You're lucky I'm busy with the insolent urchin, otherwise I would have finished the job. Try to remember. I have succeeded exactly one thing. Blast. Two things. And one of those was impossible to fail. I just can't replace where I met him. Unless I drew a fool. That is annoying as all heck. Yeah, might be useful. Okay. If only it was open. Be end of... full of intrigue. Okay. You'll need a key from the door. There was no escape in the sewers, only more danger you've narrowly dodged. But it's nothing so ghastly as what might become of you at the hands of the stranger. You hardly ever see a hand-held firearm in the Docklands. That must mean he's come from afar to track you down, and he won't give up easily. And what of this old crone mumbling in your mind? Will another Jinn slumber put a seal on her words, or is she more show than figment? Is she a step with your pulse and your heartbeat, so deeply rooted you might never escape her chattering? By the break of morning you should have some answers, but until then you stumble on the cobbles half woken, the hangover clawing your skull like a prisoner in bondage. Good grief. I'm not enjoying this. Well, it's very... What do you call it? It is very atmospheric. Spare parts for machines glittering the gas pumps. Let's go ahead and gather them. Worth a few bob to an engineer. Overground station, that's the railway. That's the masked stranger. He's got me hemmed in. What's over here? So of course the trains aren't running. No escape from the stranger this way. What's this? Julie and Bertram O'Brien, orphans missing from Sacred Heart Orphanage. Small reward furnished upon any information leading to a safe return. Please have a heart for our poor children. I remember this place. But I'd rather not think about it. Going missing from where I was brought up? Should I be the one to investigate? We already kind of did. And we failed. There are unsettled spirits in the Docklands, and like it or not, I play a part in their pageantry. Hopefully not as some marionette with strings to pull for their amusement. I should search for the missing... Something's not right here. Orphans in the Docklands need all the help they can get. Three rootless souls taking their ease in the heat of the storm vent. One of the few comforts to be had in old London town. This one is Poe Pickett. Drifts around the city so much it's hard not to know him. Might not remember me, though. Balderdan, dosh that landlord. Bloody Mita refuses to fix the heat in my abode. Then mutt police shunters cast me out on the bricks like flicking an ant off a sleeve. The unfortunate companions huddle for warmth, their tattered garments splashed with ale stains. He got evicted, is what it was. Okay. These men are dusty, perpetually so. Not that I miss the old quarters, no. with the endless boiler double troubles. 'Twas not much warmer in there than out here. He looks at me askance, wager his mood still needs thawing. Oi, horns! You're not handing out hot meals. Bugger off. Talking takes thinking, and I ain't got a lot of that spare, in case you didn't notice. Pull picket. Okay. That's the warehouse. We already failed at the protecting the child. Last night's hard to recall. Bodily aches suggest they threw me out around closing time. Mechanical odds and ends might prove useful. A containment fence, military grade reinforced barbed wire. The sign reads "Werewolf Containment Zone" in luminescent paint. Electric bolts arc between the fence posts. The smoky ozone scent flooding your nostrils. Worth a look around. Might be another way through. Take a running start and charge straight through it. Sure, we'll try this. Oh, we've succeeded our third thing. I'm no engineer, but I might be able to power down the fence from that switch box over to my left. Okay. Hmm, 53 or 56. Use the cane sword to bash it open. Hey, we've succeeded at another thing. Bully, that did it. Now I'll cut the power and hop the fence. That'll put some acres between me and the stranger. It's 4 meters high with voltage running through the razor coils. Bit risky. Can't be that hard to cut the current. Pull the red wire, eh? It's fail. Of course it's fail. Ah! +1 yellow bile. Get electrocuted. Sharp shock runs down my fingers, burning through my center before petering off to nothing. I'll have to come back with someone who knows circuitry. Seems to have done nothing, other than give me quite a shock. Okay, can't do it again. I wonder if you had successfully saved the cut purse, then she would have given you a key and a way out. Looks like we're not going to get out. What about overground station? So, of course, the trains aren't running. No escape from the stranger this way. That's right. Okay, gotta have to talk to you. He's waving cold stare and a hand on his flintlock. All done mucking around about down there? About time. How'd he know that? Smell, most likely. Ah, you can smell it on me? None of your business where I've been. The problem is you're still on my trail. I don't give up so easily. What might I have that he wants? My organs? Right then, you ruddy sight. Let's get going. We'll need you batting on a full wicket. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Full capacity. Phrase from the game of cricket. Yeah. Shall I let him ragdoll me around East London? You can put a bullet through my heart in half a moment. Now's not the right time to challenge him. Yes, of course I fail. I should get the best of him. Still, it's a question of speed and dexterity. I make a pass for the flintlock revolver on his waist, but he's too fast. He catches my wrist where the bones are delicate. Wrenching my elbow in the opposite direction, I can only hope not to be crippled. You can't shake me off. I'm not one of your debts. A cloud of sudden fear drains color from the world. This cove has seen combat. And the lives that he robbed on the battlefield are somehow shimmering in his eyes, letting me know he would kill again. How much hope do I have left? But if I'm to meet my end, please spare me the pain of it. Glad we understand each other. Where are you taking me? Somewhere you'll be more comfortable. I'd rather not suffer any more than I have to, but at some point you'll tell me what you're planning. There's no time for dawdling. Bellind, he hasn't any conscience. If it seems like London left you behind, humor me for the evening. Otherwise, I'll deliver the bounty on your head, and I won't have wasted any time. Oh my goodness. Your headache rages with fierce second wind. Every step is a hammer and a nail in your psyche. The stranger's reckless pace only makes matters worse, his arm like a vice grip, dragging you down a maze of twisted alleyways until at last a string of paper lanterns appears, buoys in a sickening sea of night, the cherry glow of Red Lantern Lane. Within, waves of jasmine and sandalwood incense, memory washes fear away. This might be the only place that could convince you to keep on living, even just for a night. The gas mantle above the door fills you with fondness, cleansing the rust of your mind-gouging hangover. You've arrived at the Red Lotus Den, the only place you've ever felt at home. No need to be pulled along now. You go inside willingly. Happy now? Body aches and deep uncertainty in the bones. It's hard to be happy like this. Allow me to rephrase. Have you ever been happy? Can't say that I have, but I've gotten close to it here. Withdrawal. They can muddle our heads and make us weak. Don't worry, you'll feel better soon. Okay. So, got this. Got gears and cogs. Got 0 money. Could drink that. I don't think we want to. Changing area. Towels and bathrobes disarrayed in cubbies. A fine place for a change of appearance. Sure. A smell from the air, a taste from the water, touch down the earth in another form. Save for the time, no need for any confrontation. You got some swagger to you. There's a bath. Steaming bath awaits your tired bones. Wouldn't it be good to get cleaned up? Plus 10 hope, plus 1 blood. How about not smelling like vomit and cane rats? Oh, look kind of like a hobgoblin. We shan't offend the ladies. Brass linteled mahogany bar lined with candles, eerie shadows on the centaur behind it. Oh, that is a centaur. His equine musk sweat cuts through the smell of incense. Careful there, centaurs are known to have short fuses, especially at long hours and service occupations. Won't pass judgment until he proves me wrong. Tankerous creatures, sure as sun up. If I had a shilling for every centaur on a power trip, I'd have a house in Kensington. Then again, there's Bixby. He's one centaur with his head screwed on straight. Aye, Bixby Browncoat, the owner here at the Lotus. Most nights he's waiting at the bar, so I hope he hasn't taken ill. Let's get this over with. Let's wait around. Surely he'll get rid of this jolterhead bouncer. What happens if we talk to the guy? Let us not tarry. The sooner we ask for permission to enter the Lotus, the better. Oh, we gotta talk to... Centaur leers, his misshapen chin a shelf for his cigarette, jutting from a jangle of bad teeth. Didn't see you come in. How can I help? Entrance to the Lotus, please. I'll have to check the list. Now, where did Bixby say it was? Out trots Mr. Browncoat, surely come to see what the fuss is about. He wears a long-faced countenance, gold pocket watch, and a lavender-tinted pince-nez on his aquiline nose. Despite his careful preening, the turbulence of life lived in the margins shows on his face. Now here's Atticus. He's happy I've arrived in human form, though he knows it takes a lot of energy. Glad to see you, Bixby. Ah, cool. And you as... Oh, so getting blood levels things up. And you as well, Atticus. I'm glad to see you've brought us a brand new customer. Now then, paradise awaits beyond the curtains. Bixby ushers you through the door and leads you the way down the back stairs. The stranger on your heels like a stubborn shadow. The Red Lotus is draped in a haze of pale smoke, dotted with flickering candles and incense glowing like cinders in the night. The smell of burning opium is dark and rich, like a batch of floral biscuits with a sharp afterbite. The pale red glow from the Chinese lanterns paints the space in perpetual twilight. It's easy to lose track of time within these walls, whiling away your days in blissful waking dream. What's that gear clattering racket? A jet of steam cuts through the quiet of the den. What a curious machine. I wonder how it works. What's an automaton doing here? It's not as if it can partake. It's got an arsenal heart drum. That's top flight boiler. Ball and socket legs and pressurized feet. There's nothing run-of-the-mill about it. Sorry there, didn't mean to startle you. Off it goes, heading for the private section. Where'd that masked stranger get off to? Sunken area. The floor pit has benches with tufted upholstery and pillows costing a halfpenny an hour. Bronze coin worth half a penny. Normally a pillow and a pipe sit is more than enough to fit my fancy, and I sit here to save money, buying a half bowl at a time. Oh no. Sleeping Poppy Head is draped over a mattress in the corner. Recreational opium user. Drooling idly onto his shirt. Fancy that, an errant wallet is poking out of the corner of his slacks. It yearns to be free. His wrist's right over it, though. This'll be a risky lift. Likely, but we haven't done. My hands are feeling a little shaky. Sticks of heady incense waft in the air, always burning no matter the flow of customers. What's over here? More of the same? Seems like it. Sleeping gents. Looks like one sleeping gent. As well as their two workmen blissfully... Two? Oh, there's one. Free of the waking world. As well as their meaningless existence. I should hope they'll be refreshed. Get some hope going. Let's see what we got here. Humors. When a humor bar is filled, the associated attribute will increase by 1. Each humor is related to an aspect of your being, and will increase the more you indulge or exercise that part of you. Blood, black bile, yellow bile, and phlegm. So, animal instinct is at 8 of 10. Okay. Is at 3 of 10 to level up. 9 of 10. And this one just leveled up. 1 outer surroundings, wealth, health, and creativity in the manifestation of practical goals. Suit symbolism, empathy, and compassion is tied to emotional well-being and cleansing adaptability and the desire to serve others, sometimes to the detriment of oneself or those one is around. Wand's suit is aligned with intellectual pursuit, highlighting of potential obstacles and mental clarity. Conversely, it represents melancholy, at times misfortune. Swords is associated with primal energy, intuition, ambition, and expansion, as well as courage and ferocity. Deep voice within you, impartially observing your circumstances without giving direct advice. Self-reflection calls attention to the mistakes you are doomed to repeat if you fail to listen to it. Right down to the marrow, you identify as a man. With the use of your illusion, you appear to be human. You bear a few tricks and spells up your sleeve. You've trained in magic to make others see what isn't there. Okay. And temperament is... Is this how much hope we have? We're desperate. Okay. Dwarf and automaton. Sturdy, yet musty old bookshelf. Spine show titles such as Arcane Magic on the Eastern Edge of Ruin, Opium Through the Ages, and parlor games Love in the Dreamtime. Okay. Evening, stranger. The dwarf has a warm, amiable look with a set of crystal blue eyes, sharply intelligent, and a red mustache that is so full it could crawl off his face, blah blah blah, and build a cocoon. His beard is elegantly braided in the common style. I finger the brass rings in my own goatee, which is coarse and stringy by comparison. How do you do? Just fine. Some kind of inventor, are you? Just fine. Some kind of... Oh, yeah, that's it. I, name's Theodore Redgrave, brother of Boffins. Technical Brotherhood of Boffins. Experts, often of a skill considered to be complex, arcane, and difficult. But call me Teddy. Most people do. Boffins, you say? You invent things, gadgets, and the like. Oh yes, the Royal Society funds all kinds of research nowadays. There's a brotherhood for every branch of science. But I'm with the DA, Division for Automatons. Your automaton has got a name? Oh yes, the Royal Society funds all... Okay, your automaton has got a name? This here is Otto. Perfectly friendly he is, if a little odd. Silly giving names to a machine, you ask me? Stands to reason, though, who among us isn't a little odd? Oh, good. Self-discipline leveled. It's truth if I've ever heard it. It is the truth, yep. What can I call you, sir? Atticus Daly. Teddy pats the automaton with his fat paw. Mr. Daly, from the both of us, it's a pleasure. Otto's going to need some tweaks before the brawls, but we'll have him fit as a fiddle by then. Brawls? You must mean the pit fights. Aye, the werewolf pits, to be precise. See, I'm a hunter of fell beast and monster. After the pit fights, those outlaws are all tatterdemalion. What? Beat up and worn out. Much easier to take in for a bounty. Only 3 days ere the moon is full-bellied. Better have a good mind to who you're betting on. I've been to my good thing for a wager or two. This is... yeah. Ah, yes, the pit fights. Bully, I just knew you were a man of culture, and that's on top of having the kind of stature I look for in a cove. Perhaps to be on my docket while partaking in pit fights. Unsanctioned sparring events where gamblers bet upon competition, sometimes ending in death. Fetching author, but I can't commit just yet. Besides, the stranger wouldn't want me to be led astray by such endeavors. He strikes me as the kind of fellow who'd cross oceans and deserts while giving chase to his quarry. If I had a little scrap to sell, would you be interested? And sure, those cogs are worth a bit of sterling. Sell them. Okay. Ready to make a deal. 60 silver added to inventory, 2 cogs, 6 silver added. Pleasure doing business. Take care, Teddy. Okay, let me take a look here. Okay, that's not going to give me anything. Inventory. 6 silver and 0 cogs or anything. Okay, let me pull this up. Look into the murders. I'm having that sleepy feeling again. So we're going to quit here. I'll probably restart this if I ever do a Let's Play of it. It was a little bit frustrating. All the fail, fail, fail. But oh well. Level 1 character, don't you know? Anyway, talk to you later. Bye. It does seem interesting, though. I know I just said bye. It does seem interesting. Talk to you later. Bye.